Hi, I'm Scott with FDJtool.com. And as you know, jump rings have become an integral part of jewelry making and designing, and sometimes when you're working on a project, you've got to have some jump rings and you want to make some quickly, easily, and inexpensively. Well, we've got a few great tools here that'll do that job for you, so let me show you how they work. We handle a variety of hand coilers to make jump rings. We've got large rounds, small rounds, we've got oval shapes, we've even got a set that has all different sizes in the rounds and ovals for your convenience, so you just choose the one that's going to work best for your job. Of course, you're going to need the wire that you're going to be coiling to make jump rings, and it's a good idea to have a pair of pliers and a side cutters on hand to do the job. So why don't we get coiling and show you how it works. Alright, with the hand coilers for jump rings, it comes with a plastic handle and a variety of steel mandrels depending on the size that you're going to use for your job. Now I've chosen a 6mm mandrel that I'm going to screw into the handle here because each one comes with a threaded end. So I'm going to insert it into the nut, tighten it down, and now the tool's ready to go. So what I've chosen is 20 gauge copper wire. It just happens to be the size of wire that I'm going to need for a particular project. So I'm just going to unspool a little bit here. Don't need much because we're only making a few jump rings. That's kind of the point of these tools. Now on the plastic handle you've got two holes. You've got one at the top here that's very small, and that's what you insert your wire into to hold it in place. So I'm going to insert that right in that hole, and I'm going to bend it down with my finger in an L shape there so that it stays in place. Now that hole will take up to about 18 gauge wire, so you can do that and all the smaller gauges you need to do. This other large hole on the side here, this is where you're going to insert your finger so that you can do the winding. Okay? So with my wire in place, I'm going to pull it tight here, and I'm going to bend it down so that it comes in contact with my steel mandrel here. And I'm going to use my finger to hold that in place. And I'm going to use my thumb to help me guide more wire onto the mandrel. Now with my other finger, I'm going to insert it into the handle, holding everything tight. Just start to rotate the wire, or the handle rather, and the wire will start to wrap around the mandrel in a coil. You see that? I'm using my finger to guide the wire onto the mandrel, and I'm using my thumb to kind of put tension on the wire back here and to keep it straight so that it coils nicely. And I'll just keep winding slowly. You don't need to do this fast. And you start to build up more and more coils. You want to keep an eye on it so you don't start bunching up your coils so they don't overlap and you get off-size jump rings. I'll just keep coiling, and what you can do is you can also push them closer down here so you can see that nice tight coil and see how many rings you've got to make there. I'm just going to keep coiling, just a few more. That's probably enough. So here's where it's handy to have your side cutter and pliers on hand. So I'm going to take my side cutters and I'm going to trim, actually cut the wire right here at the handle to free it there. And I'm also going to cut the wire right here next to the coil to free it. And there we have a nice beautiful coil for us to cut with either our side cutters or saw frame to make our jump rings. I'll take my other pair of pliers here real quick just so that I can unbend the wire, take that out of the handle. There we go. You've got a beautiful coil of jump rings to cut for your project. So you can see how easy it is to make jump rings inexpensively and easily for those jobs that you just got to do. So go out there and make some jump rings. My name's Scott with FDJtool.com.